My name is Craig Dooley. And I want to explain why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's all for you, Becky. When I was in Afghanistan, I wasn't fighting for Bush or Blair. It was for you. To make your world safe. And what I'm about to do this evening, well, that's for you too.
Hold on a minute.
Oh, thanks.
Becky, it's me, Craig.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't...
I know, it's been a while. What are you up to these days?
I'm a paralegal secretary.
I always knew you'd make it once you got rid of me.
Becky, I've got your phone.
Oh, thanks.
What time are you back?
About 6.
I'll have something hot for you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
You all right, mate?
Fine.
Sorry, do I know you?
No? No one.
Oh, well, I think the council pay you to push that cart, not stand next to it.
Hello. What are you doing here?
What do you mean?
I thought you'd be at the hospital.
Oh, no, he came home yesterday.
Oh, right.
Well, don't worry, he's got a carer. He's not going to set the house alight.
That's a good sign, isn't it, that he's allowed to have one?
I offered to take the whole month off to look after him, but he said he just wanted to get things back to normal, so...
So that's the plan.
There you go. Quite a nasty cut, that.
Yeah,
How did you do it?
picking up a broken bottle.
Right. Would have thought they'd give you protective gloves.
What do they care? If anything happens to me, there's millions more people need work.
Right. Well, is there anything else?
No.
Oh, hang on. Isn't it the 4th of Feb today?
Yeah?
Any happy returns?
Thanks.
You doing anything special?
Got a few things to sort out first.
Don't I know you?
I don't think so.
Dooley. Private Dooley. So, are you working?
Yeah?
Well, can you say what? Or is it for the MI6?
I'm a street cleaner.
Oh.
Do you have a problem with that?
No, I don't.
Street cleaners are the first line of defence preventing civilians from suffering a slip and trip injury.
Here, here.
Yes, well, it's a very important job. I just thought somebody with your experience and skill could have aimed a little higher.
You think because I clean rubbish that means I'm rubbish?
No, I didn't say...
I'm subhuman, the lowest of the low. There'll be mess everywhere, taking you over, destroying you. I am not rubbish. That's rubbish.
What was that about?
It's all right. It's under control.
Enter. Oh, Chris, how are things?
Yeah, you know, it's still a bit shaken, but...
I'm not surprised.
He's home now, and, you know, just trying to get everything sorted.
Well, if there's anything I can do.
Actually, there is. Could you take over as Dad's GP?
Not sure I'd be the best person.
Well, you'd be better than his current doctor. I mean, he's useless.
Oh, I'm better than useless. That's very reassuring.
No, Heston, that's not what I mean. It would just be so much more convenient.
In what way?
Just having him treated here, you know, where we work.
Yeah, you see, it's usually frowned upon to treat a colleague's partner. There are all sorts of issues regarding confidentiality. It could put your mum in a tricky situation. Probably best if you found someone else.
Okay. Please just think about it for me, though, yeah?
flaming age. Open!
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Oh, my hero.
What? I think you'd loosened it a bit.
He's a superhero and he's modest. Sometimes I think the only fact that my marriage stays together is that Rob can get the lids off jam jars.
Really?
Last year, when Jack and Amy left, we had so many rows. When one really bad one, and he storms off, I was just about to call the divorce lawyers, and then I really fancied a pickled onion, like you do. So I couldn't get the lid off.
So what did you do?
Well, I wasn't going to ask him, because, you know, that would have been humiliating. So I just stared at it and salivated and was really grateful when we kissed and made up.
Well, I'm always happy to help.
They think I'm rubbish. And you pretend you don't even know me. It's like when you put on a street cleaner's uniform, you become invisible. Do you remember? Mortlake School Disco, 1996. First time we danced. Our very first kiss. Things were so good between us.
Hello? Craig.
What do you want?
I was just in the area. I wanted to say sorry if I offended you.
You said that you can go now.
I also wanted to know if you were okay. If there was anything I can do to help.
I'm not in the army anymore. I don't have to take orders from you.
You never did take orders from me.
Oh, yeah? Huntley Training Camp 2002. You gave us a talk just before we flew to Bagram.
You sure that was me?
You said we could never be 100% sure of winning. But we had to be 100% sure that we deserved to win.
That was me.
Small world.
Look, I know it's tough getting back to life on Civvy Street. So if there's anything I can do to help...
No.
Fine.
Wait. There is one thing.
Well, I have to say, keep this place spotless.
Well, we have to. Once you allow dust to settle, it starts to take over.
Is that your girlfriend?
No. But she's my ex-wife. We were together for 5 years. But when I went off to Afghanistan, she dumped me for some posh kid who works in advertising.
Well, sorry to hear that.
How could she do that? When I'm laying my life on the line for her.
Some people can be cruel.
So, can you have a word with her?
What?
Just tell her to give me another chance.
I can't do that.
But you know the right words. You spoke to me. Made me feel like it was the best thing to do in my life.
But that was a choice you made. I can't do anything if she's chosen to be with this guy.
No. She's made the wrong choice. She's got the wrong man.
How can you possibly know that?
I became a street cleaner so I could keep an eye on her. So I could see her go to work in the morning and come home safe at night. You see? She takes St. John's Wort for depression. She orders about 6 holiday brochures a month. That's not the sign of someone who's happy, is it?
She finds out about this, she put out a restraining order.
You said you can never be 100% sure that you're going to win, but you've got to be 100% sure that you deserve to win. And I am sure.
How do you know she's not better off with this other bloke?
He's been having a relationship with some girl he met on the internet. They send each other the most disgusting, filthy emails.
And how do you know about that?
Because it's me.
Come in.
Cup of tea.
Oh, thank you.
I just wanted to say sorry for banging on about jam jars and pickled onions and my marital problems when I know what things are like for you and your mom and your dad.
Well, it's nice to hear someone else's problems for a change. I feel so helpless, Karen. But then I think about Dad and how does he feel? Oh, the poor bloke can't even tie his shoelaces. God, we were so close to losing him.
Oh, come here. What you need is some positive thinking. I don't know what it must be like for your dad, but I do know he's got a wife who loves him and a son he must be so proud of. And that's maybe what pulled him through, what keeps him going.
Yeah.
You have to stay strong for him.
Hello?
Is that Becky Devonish?
It is.
My name's Howard Bellamy. I'm the manager of the Mill Health Centre.
Right.
I need to talk to you about your ex-husband.
Well, what?
Your ex-husband, Craig Dooley?
Okay. This is weird. Craig Dooley is some guy I went to school with. I can vaguely remember him, but he started working in my street as a cleaner. I didn't even recognise him at first, but...
I think we should meet up.
I still don't think I'm the right man for the job.
You are the best GP I've met.
Yep, I'm not an expert in spinal injuries.
I know, but Sam is very depressed. And I think seeing you might cheer him up a bit.
Yes, but if I'm Sam's doctor, it could become awkward if he divulges personal, sensitive information.
Well, sex, you mean?
Well, not specifically, but that might crop up.
Oh, Heston, Sam and I don't have a sex life. We barely had one before the accident. Please, go and see him.
So, what's he been saying about me?
He's beginning to form some kind of obsession. Did you know he was in Afghanistan?
No.
I think he's suffering from post-traumatic stress. He's begun to believe that you two were a couple. Probably because it's a nicer thing to think of.
But I've hardly ever said 2 words to him.
In his head, you were married. I don't think he means you any harm, but I think he bears some kind of grudge against your husband. What?
Alan works from home. Alan?
So, do you think you'll be able to take me on, or not?
Well, I do have a very full list, and I have some reservations about treating the husband of a colleague. It could prove quite awkward.
Well, I wouldn't worry about that. You know, when you've been poked and prodded as much as I have in some of the places I have, you lose all sense of embarrassment.
Right, well, let me ask you a few questions.
Good. I'd like to ask you a question.
Okay.
What do you think about death?
What is it?
For the past few weeks, Alan's been getting these weird emails from some girl called Honey. She says she saw his photo on his website and we thought it's some kind of scam, but now she wants to meet up in her parents' summer house to have sex. It's him, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you think Alan's gone round there?
He might have to stop whoever's doing it,
I think we should call the police.
so they can give him a slap on the wrist. No, I'm gonna deal with this.
Becky.
You see, I need to be 100% sure that I'm right. So this is what I'm gonna do. If he doesn't show up, then fine. He deserves it. But if he comes to my house, believe me, he deserves everything that's coming to him. This is Judgment Day.
What if you didn't get the last email?
Of course, and he wouldn't fall for it.
Let me go and have a look.
No.
You stay here. Craig,
You shouldn't be here.
what are you doing?
I'm on a mission to find out the truth about that guy she was with.
Where is he? You and Becky were never married.
But we should have been. She married the wrong man. Now I'm going to put things right.
There are some battles you can't win. Sometimes you've got to make a tactical retreat before you ruin your life.
It's my birthday today. And I always said, by the time I was 30, that I'd be with her. So that's what I'm going to do.
You know, when I was in hospital, people were being given really strong drugs and having tubes shoved up their nose. Also, they could have a few days more, or a few hours more, or minutes. What for?
Emma said you were pretty depressed.
No, I'm not depressed. I'm just frustrated about my condition. I mean, you know, how would you cope?
Oh, I don't know. I think I'd be impossible to live with. But I want to carry on living.
One thing I do like, at least I get to see things grow. I mean, that tree outside. First I'll see it blossom. Then I'll see the leaves swell. And then I'll have all the pleasures of autumn.
Seasons of mists and mellow fruitfulness.
Close bosom friend of the maturing sun. You know, we don't give the seasons enough fuss, do we? I mean, we eat the same thing all the year round. I mean, this time of year, we should be eating winter greens, you know, followed by a nice bowl of rhubarb crumble.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I think you're going to be my kind of patient.
Only I thought you said your list was full.
Well, I'll start another one.
Look, I know in your head you think it's right. But she's married to another man.
So what do I do? Just give up?
Sometimes that's all we can do.
You're just the same, aren't you?
What?
You've got someone you can't be with. I can see it in your eyes. It's like you're not all there.
Even if there was somebody. If they've chosen to be with somebody else, there's not much I can do.
No, this is fate. This is how it was meant to be.
Alan, where are you? Please, whatever you're doing, just call me.
You know, even if she wasn't married, she probably wouldn't look at you twice. You're a mess. You're living in your mum's old house and you've got a job as a cleaner. Come on, son, pick yourself up. Stop obsessing with this woman and sort your life out.
That's what I'm doing.
Becky's in the car outside. You two need to talk to each other. She's angry with you, and I don't blame her.
I saw 3 of my mates killed by a roadside bomb. And I always thought, why was I the one who didn't die? And then I realised, because I should never have been in Afghanistan. I should have been here with Becky. That bomb was meant for someone else. That's my mission. To pass it on to the right person. Becky, no!
Come in. Oh, hello. Forget something.
No, I've been thinking about what you said.
What? About death?
No, rhubarb. Little deli where I live. Yorkshire rhubarb, first of the season.
Do you treat all of your patients this way?
No, but I do have an ulterior motive.
Right.
I have to give a speech on Wednesday, part of a symposium on the modern role of the NHS. And I understand you used to be a lecturer, and I could do with some hints.
Well, I could try. First, I'd love to try the rhubarb.
She died instantly. The bomb contained fragments of broken glass and weed killer. From what I've been told, that's a typical IED, but you'd know that already.
Where's Craig now?
Doctor's just seen him, but it's going to be a long time before he's fit to interview.
You do know the bomb wasn't meant for her. It was meant for her husband.
Yeah, we do.
I just nipped into town for a few minutes. My wife and I, we've been having some problems. I suffer from depression, and I've been getting these weird emails. And Becky was just so wonderful at calming me down. So I decided to book a surprise holiday. We were going to go to the Maldives, scuba diving. It was going to be a second honeymoon. Oh my God.
Was there anything else that I could have done?
No, I don't know. You could have told us and we could have set up a surveillance operation, but it would probably have still been too late.
I just wish there was more that we could have done for him when he left the army.
I agree.
We take on these young lads, train them up, put them through hell, and then when we're finished with them, cast them aside. Put them on the scrap heap. No wonder they've got problems.
I left a video. We're working our way through it.
I've been all around the world, and I've seen so much injustice. I've been to countries where they stone you to death for falling in love with the wrong person. And the worst injustice of all is that 15 years ago you said no to me. But if you do change your mind, things will get better. We can change the world, you and me, Becky. Forever.
So, you're worried about getting up in front of all these health professionals?
That's right.
Well, I can imagine. Don't worry about them. You know, they've all got their own issues. You know, you're there to represent, say, an 82-year-old woman who needs a new hip, or a 5-year-old who's suffering from chronic asthma.
Right.
So you fight for them. Tell their story. That's it.
Good advice.
Bayezid, the first great Ottoman emperor. Do you know his story?
I don't actually.
Well, I'll cut to the chase. He was defeated in 1402 by a Turkish warlord named Timur. Now, after the battle, what do you think Timur did by way of punishment?
Hung, drawn, and quartered.
Nothing so humane. He held him prisoner and he put him in a golden cage. And every night he'd let him out of the cage for 3 hours and he'd use him as a footstool. And if this wasn't humiliation enough, Timur at the same time made Bayezid's wife serve everyone dinner. But he made her do it naked. Now, this cosy little arrangement went on for a further 7 months, until finally Bayezid managed to commit suicide by repeatedly banging his head on the bars of his golden cage.
And you see parallels between Bayezid and yourself?
No. Oh, no. Just when things are really bad, I like to look at the great losers of history. Oh, I'm not the first person to be a prisoner.
Things will get better.
No. Patience.
I'll just have to ask someone else. Daniel, perhaps.
Heston!
Did you find anything out about yourself?
Yeah. Apparently, I'm not a very nice person to know.
Well, I hardly think some old tatty bunting is appropriate.
With all due respect, I think I have more of an idea of what the Reverend would like.
With UK abortion rates among the highest